Hello, good morning. Igbo youths ask IPOB to review lockdown threat in Southeast. Following IPOB's lockdown threat in the whole of Southeast every Monday, which is supposed to start next week, Monday, that is 9th. Several groups, including individuals and politicians, have been speaking, various opinions on it, various reactions. And the youths are not left out, as they have asked the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, to review that threat to lock down the region called Southeast over Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's travail. And they are saying that such directive could be counterproductive, and given the current harsh economic realities of the region the Igbo are facing, and not just Igbo, the entire nation. So it will not be easy. They stated that what Igbo needed at this time was any drive or agenda that could accelerate growth and development of the region above others than anything that might escalate tension in the zone. The Igbo youths, under the aegis of Coalition of Southeast Youths Leaders, that's COSEYL, said that shutting down the region and its economic activities over Kanu's travail would do no good to anybody other than plunge the zone into more hardships. And the group, in a statement by its President General Goodluck Ibem and their National Secretary Kanis Igwe, said that while COSEYL, that's their organization, understand that right to self-determination that is a property of the late 1940s Universal Declaration of Human Rights, to which every human group is entitled, and to which Nigeria is also a signatory, together with other instruments of international law, like the African Human and People's Rights Boundary Declaration of 1981. The coalition want to state that they said they does not see the economic wisdom in shutting down businesses and work-related activities on Mondays beginning from August 9, 2021. And, IPOB has labeled it Ghost Mondays, because virtually half of the population of Southeast, and by extension Ndibo, depends on daily income to feed their families and dependent ones. While COSEYL is in the support of the release of Nnamdi Kanu from Department of State Services DSS custody to allow him enjoy his rights and face his trial, it condemns the way Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was smuggled into Nigeria from Kenya against international laws and conventions. Notwithstanding, the group calls on IPOB not to allow its activities to jeopardize the region, in which case the goal of the group will amount to an own goal. According to them, it's just like scoring an own goal. The Igbo group further also said that the declaration by IPOB was already unsettling the Southeast zone. That is the fact, saying that they have observed a heavy deployment of security personnel to the Southeast zone. The Nigerian Army, the Nigerian security forces will want to act to stop IPOB is endangering the zone, according to this group. They also stated further that as a group with records and documentations of all the happenings in the region since the activities of the so-called unknown gunmen, they are aware of forced disappearances and killings of some innocent youths of the region in places like Olu, Owerri, and elsewhere. Adding that as a youth group, they are against any initiative that will endanger or that endangers further the youthful population of Southeast, Igbo in particular. Now let's look at Anambra governorship election. From what we had, it might not hold. That is according to INEC, Independent National Electoral Commission. INEC has warned that Anambra governorship elections might not hold, and they have given the reason. They said because of multiple court orders. The Electoral Commission observed that some of the orders have the tendency of removing the powers of the commission, and if compromising its independence. It's an independent body. It can compromise the independence, their powers and timelines for the conduct of the upcoming election. The commission, however, revealed that it's becoming increasingly difficult to obey court orders and judgments. There are several of them, so you don't even know what to obey. This was INEC's National Commissioner and Chairman Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, raised this concern. At the there is an implementation meeting of voter education and publicity. According to him, the commission has variously and consistently complained at the frequency and consistency with which courts of coordinate jurisdiction from different jurisdictions all over Nigeria assumed jurisdiction and delivered judgments and issued orders with far-reaching implications on the conduct of Anambra election. That's Anambra state governorship election. A lot of courts are interfering from different states. Some of the orders, according to this man, he said some of the orders have the frequency of eroding the power of the commission and will compromise its independence. It's an independent body. Even the powers and the timelines for the conduct of the election. According to him, in their regulations and guidelines for the conduct of the election, it might be affected. Even the timetable and schedules of activity. Their schedule of activity, they have issued access to code to national chairman of political parties with which they upload the personal particulars and list of their candidates electronically. This election, sincerely, he is trying to raise an alarm on time. These guys are a lot of court cases. The guys can go to court. The certain is that some of them are going out of the state to sue others. You know, I hear cases of Anambra court, in Zamfara court, in Adamawa court, restraining this, restraining that, interfering with Anambra election. Could you imagine? Anyway, a judge seemed to have resolved that. What nonsense. I think Anambra people better be careful, because this type of disturbances will only make what happened in Imo State to repeat itself in Anambra, where a supreme nonsense can just impose anyone on the state. Hope Uzodimma, who is a beneficiary of the Imo nonsense, is already coming to Anambra to campaign for the APC candidate. And then they are already telling you APC will have it. And they know APC way is always Wuru way. They can't have it unless you court goers gives them the ground. You know, nowadays election results are not decided by INEC. INEC can do an election that is very fine, but the supreme nonsense of Nigeria will change everything. The electoral body is already warning, because some of you are, by your attitude, wresting the powers to have a final say. That's wresting the powers from INEC and giving it to the courts again. The courts will just pronounce anybody. Anyway, rounding up, meet the CNN anchor. In case you don't know, some of you already know, who is a Nigerian and of Igbo descent. But she works with CNN. Zin Ejiofor Asha. She's a news anchor with cable news network CNN. She was born on 27 August 1983 in London, England. Her parents are Igbo by tribe, originally from Ezago, local government of Enugu State. She obtained a degree in Spanish and French from Oxford University in 2005 before proceeding to Columbia University in New York, where she bagged a degree in journalism. Asha started working with CNN in 2013 and has anchored many programs, including CNN's weekly business show and My Freedom Day and One Word with Zain Asha. And she has also reported high-profile stories, such as the 2014 schoolgirl's abduction in Chibok and 2013 terrorist attack in Boston. Even recently, she did a documentary on Biafra. Before joining CNN, she was a finance reporter with Money Magazine and also a TV reporter with News 12 Brooklyn. And on October 3, 2017, she got married to Steve People, who is also a journalist. And we are proud of our own. You can go and celebrate your own. Igbo Area TV celebrates our own. We are so particular about that. And please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Click on the bell icon to get our updates anytime it drops. Bye for now.